Welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you, and thanks for checking out the channel. I hope you're doing well out there. Hey, do me a favor, if you guys like this channel, did I just call it a channel? A channel? Whatever. Okay, if you guys tune in here, all right, and you like this big ugly mug, do me a favor. Also subscribe to my radio show, which is on the 56WQM YouTube page. You guys can watch us every single day. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with my guy, Leroy Horde. Every single full episode is there on the live bracket. And then, of course, we'll put up some clips day to day as well. Miami Heat in a bit of a quiet time right now. Acknowledged. You know, there's not too much going on in Heat land. And so what I wanted to do today, lest you think that I am not accountable Tobes, which is what they call me, especially Leroy, I wanted to revisit something. So last year around this time, I believe about a year ago at this time, I did 5 bold regular season takes on the Miami Heat season. And I thought it would be a great time to take a little looky-loo back at those and to see how I did. Because I am nothing if not accountable. You know, Spo does some self-scouting, talked about they're going to fix the late game issues, talked about they're going to fix the offense. And so I thought it would be a great time to look back at myself and be like, how did I do with my predictions on the Miami Heat? So, and I figured the way I'll bring this back is I will bring my new 5 bold regular season Heat takes sometime later this week, most likely. But I wanted to do the review, recap, and we'll see, was I right? Was I wrong? How wrong was I? Was I kind of close? You know, was it playing Marco Polo? Was it playing hot, hot, cold? Where was I? So my first bold take from the Miami Heat last regular season was this. Erik Spoelstra gets ejected from a game for the second time in his career. I feel like a man of his cachet and age and being a little bit ornery and wanting to show a little bit of fire, spit, and bring the every single time. This might be the year that Erik Spoelstra truly gets ejected from a Miami Heat regular season game. Okay. Admittedly, not one that people probably cared about very much. This was what was known as a selfish Tobes prediction. And I really am still marveling that this guy has not gotten ejected from a game, really. It's incredible. However, I was going down the right path because he did lose his mind so much with this season and being in a place where we were talking about, hey, you know, where are we at with this? That, I mean, he did lose his mind and forget how many timeouts there were, which is not at the level of getting ejected. It may be worse that you melted down and got to that point. So I'll take the L that I didn't get that one right, but you can see what I was talking about, yeah? Number 4. Here was my number 4 prediction on last season's Miami Heat regular season. My number 4 bold take for the Miami Heat. Jimmy Butler becomes an all-star again this year. I think that this is a year where Jimmy Butler, hair on fire, gets himself available, plays balls to the wall, does everything for this Heat team. They have a good record, and I think Jimmy Butler finds himself back in the All-Star game this year. Holy shit, can you not be more wrong on a take? Wow. I mean, wow. That I'm embarrassed to watch that back with you. I really, wow. Jimmy Butler becomes an all-star again. Nope. I mean, maybe it will be on the Warriors one day. I'm not saying Jimmy Butler will never be a Golden State, will never be an all-star again. But as far as with the Miami Heat, wow. Was I dead ass wrong with that? Didn't become an all-star. Basically, a third of the season in was like, I'm about done with this. And we all know what happened. The drama unfolded. I still wonder, you know, it was interesting because I really was, you know, back watching this whole video. I was like, God, you are such a Heat Kool-Aid sucking, just wild Heat Coyote fraud, Tobin. I mean, look at you. Tobin, you are such a disgusting water carrier to think. I think at one point I said, Heat third in the East because of Duncan Robinson. I was like, what the hell was I thinking? But that maybe takes the cake. I can't imagine that I'm gonna have a worse take than that. That Jimmy Butler was gonna get back to the All-Star game for the Miami Heat last year. He did not. He did not even finish the season with the Miami Heat last year. So, not proud of that one. Let us get to prediction number 3. But I think Kel'el Ware will be a starter for this team by the All-Star break. I think they'll slow roll it. They got their 5. I don't think that he's going to win the job out of camp outright. I think by the middle of the year, Kel'el Ware is going to end up being the starter for this Miami Heat team. Hey, one I nailed. All right, I'm proud of myself. I feel like I've gotten a little sense of redemption from that. Kel'el Ware did indeed make the starting lineup by the All-Star break. He did make the starting lineup by the All-Star break after the big Wembanyama game. I will never forget it because I was at Legoland with my son. It was my son's 9th birthday, and I was watching him at the Lego pool where you can create giant Lego boats, or at least you can play with Legos on the side, and all the kids decided to make giant Lego. It was very impressive, actually. It made me think, like, this kid probably has a future as an engineer. I was watching this, and I'm just like, man, Kel'el's kind of cooking Wemby. And it was like, I had told Mrs. Tobin, no work, I promise. And I couldn't help it. I had to go up to my pirate-themed Lego room to see Kel'el Ware, or to react to Kel'el Ware with you guys having the game that he just had, and then he was in the starting lineup the rest of the way. I'm happy about that. I did say also in this prediction that I thought he would make first team All-Rookie. He did not. He was second team, although I feel like he should have made first team. I feel like he was screwed out of that. I don't feel like I should have been. So right now I feel like my takes have gone like this. Mediocrely wrong, but kind of right, because Spo did lose his mind at one point this year. 2, Jimmy Butler becoming a Heat All-Star, dead wrong. And 3, Kel'el Ware being in the starting lineup by the All-Star break. I kind of nailed that one. So I'm proud of that one. Admittedly, though, maybe not like, you remember, like they had Kevin Love on the team. They had Nico. He did have to crack through some guys to get there, and then even get any starting play. It was a nice improvement for him. Let's get to my number 2 prediction, or I guess did I count this down? 2, 1. I don't know. My next prediction. I did 5. Whether I was counting them down, I lost track. We were doing 3, so I don't know if I was counting up, counting down. If this is, let's call this my second boldest take, I guess is what it would be. My second boldest take predicted by old gasbag Tobes over here going into last season was Jaime Jaquez Jr., 6th man of the year. Jaime Jaquez Jr., 6th man of the year. Somebody has to take this mantle from Tyler Herro, since Tyler Herro has become a starter. And I think that Jaime is ripe to make this happen, okay? I look at Jaime and I say, I'm like, this guy has all the makings for it. Like, just give him the role, give him the ball. He can be electric for it. That's a bad one. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. I'm sorry. That's bad. That's bad. Is that worse than the Jimmy Butler? That may be worse. That's worse than the Jimmy Butler one, isn't it? Right? Because the Jimmy Butler one, if Jimmy cared, he would have been an all-star. But Jaime Jaquez Jr., saying Jaime Jaquez Jr. was going to be 6th man of the year when he wasn't even the 12th man on the Heat by the end of the season, he would only get to play Wizards games, that he had more stomach aches than double-doubles last year. Wow. Why do you guys listen to me? Why? I don't even understand. Jesus. Woo. That's a bad one. Jaime Jaquez is going to be 6th man of the year. You are just such a Kool-Aid drinking Heat fraud, Tobin. It's remarkable. 6th man of the year. And I say, okay, so this is where I got into, I think the Heat need, okay, I think I said after this, And I'll put the whole video. You guys can go critique it if you want. I think what I said after it was the Heat needed to be top 3 for him to win Sixth Man of the Year. But then I started going to reasons why I think they could finish. You know what? I'm not going to justify it. I was an ass, and I was just wrong. Wrong. Just wrong. 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 So that's bad. There's no hiding behind that one. This is not good. So I got one wrong, but you can see where I was coming from. I got loud wrong on the Jimmy Butler one. Kel'el Ware one I nailed. Jaime Jaquez couldn't be more wrong. Should go root for a different team. And finally, my boldest take prediction going into last year. Tyler Herro is going to become the first Miami Heat player since LeBron James in 2013-14 to become a 25-point-per-game scorer. I'm actually kind of proud of that one. He did average 24. So he got very, very close. Very, very close to doing that. And he did up his I think, what was it, the year before? It was either 20 or 21. So I actually I feel pretty good about that one. It does not take the stink off of my 2 bad whiffs, but I do feel like I do feel pretty good. The question is going to be this year, I think, with Tyler, and I guess I'll save this for when I do my bold predictions for next year. But the question is, can he get to a place where he does even better than that? Because I'd imagine with Norman Powell being on the team, Wiggins being in a more comfortable 3rd, 4th role, you would think Kel'el's scoring is going to go up. You would think Bam's going to have a better season than his worst offensive season, especially the first half of that. It may be tougher for Tyler Herro to score more than that. And while some efficiency dipped a little after the All-Star break, yeah, he did keep it pretty easy, breezy, steady and around that 24-point mark for the entire season. So you got to give him credit for that. But overall, I mean, I guess I got to give myself a D because technically I wasn't right. So I was technically only right about one. I guess that's an F, right? Because that's what if it's 20 points per question and I only got one correct, even if I almost got the math question right, I guess technically I got 4 out of 5 wrong. But I only feel really bad about 2 of them. Like in my mind, I think it's a justifiable pass if I was grading on a curve. If my noble Heat Nation listening here, if you were a nice professor, I think you would pass me. But by letter of the law, I did fail. I did fail on my bold predictions. Just Jaime Jaquez is going to be Sixth Man of the Year. You asshole. What a stupid prediction.